Channel 4 News.
Naturally, Mongolia is the land of the horse. We know this because we've been claimed to be the best horsemen on Earth, which we are. I mean, think about it. What would Mongolia be like without the horse?
Well, there would be no mounted horsemen, that's for sure. And Genghis' army wouldn't be known as Hell's Horsemen.
Speaking of Hell's Horsemen, did you know that they've reached Tibet?
Yes, I've heard that they ride 80 miles a day, and that Genghis Khan has even figured out that they can use horses to deliver mail. What a genius! Do you want to feel like Genghis Khan this summer? Well, then you need one of our new linen dells.
Hello, I am not a paid actor and I love my new linen dell for the summertime.
I love my Dell.
Also, we have specialty dells lined with fur for the winter. Disclaimer. Fair warning. Certain fabrics may cause allergic reactions, and the dells in this advertisement are much better than the ones that you will receive. Delivery by horse is not included. If the dell doesn't fit, it's not our problem.
I'm here with Genghis Khan. So, Genghis, I know this is probably a sensitive area, but how did you deal with being banished from your tribe as a kid? I mean, that's pretty tough stuff.
Well, Carl, I just want to say thank you for having me on the Channel 4 Mongolian Times.
Hey, pleasure to have you.
Oh, you're such a sweetheart. So I'm not going to lie to you, Carl, that was a really hard time for my siblings and I, and especially for my mother. God bless her. Had to take care of all of us, but I held it together because I knew that someday, somehow, I was going to be a murderous, conquering, pillaging, and raping Khan later in my life, and that gave me hope all throughout that tough time in my life. And these facts were the only thing that kept me really going, you know?
All right, well, I'm not going to lie to you, it's a pretty screwed up way to get through your tough times, but, you know, whatever. So when you were about 20, you had been captured a few times and escaped, and were currently building an army. How difficult was all of that for you?
Well, considering I was still burning with rage and the want for revenge for my father being murdered, so mad, I wouldn't say that the beginning of my rise to power was not easy. But it was fun. It was really fun. Me and my past pals being mercifully trained horseback assassins, which I highly recommend doing, rode around, destroying all of the clans who had done me wrong. And getting to pillage their women was nice. Pillage, if you know what I mean. If you catch my drift, yeah.
Yeah, Genghis, you're freaking savage. Next question, though. So you became successful and your army grew to huge numbers. Many say this is because of your extreme intelligence and radical battle strategy, having largely to do with the efficient communication. How do you feel about this?
I don't care what they say, I don't really agree with that. Not to boast or anything, but I completely radicalized the way that we fought and how well we were able to communicate.
Alright. So you were one of the most successful military conquest leaders in history. It's okay if you brag a little bit.
Too nice, Carl. Too nice.
One of your major reasons for conquering large empires was for food, and you did indeed conquer almost all of Asia. But it seems as though China gave you some problems, considering it took you more than 20 years to conquer it. What happened there?
Well, you see, after I conquered all of these large but seemingly insignificant empires, me and my people were doing alright, you know, we were just kind of going along with our daily lives, but every time we thought about the Chinese and their massive, prosperous empire, all we wanted to do was conquer it, enjoy its riches, pillage it, rape the woman, all that stuff. So we decided to. It was a great, fun time, and after many dead men and 20-something long years, it was ours. We conquered it, and it was ours. Totally worth it, 10 out of 10, would conquer it again any day.
That's great, I'm glad to hear that. That just about wraps up the interview, but I've got one more question.
I see.
So my last question here is, it's proven that you have over 16 million descendants in China today. What's going on there?
Well, I'm not going to lie to you. I had a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Pillaging and doing all that stuff. And so, you know, that was just kind of my way of doing things. Instead of killing women, rape them.
I totally understand.
You understand?
That makes sense, yeah.
Carl, you're a genius.
Hey, you know what? It was great to have you on the show today. Good job with your
Okay, I mean,
and
yeah.
whatnot. We will.
As you can see, air conditioners around the country have been frozen over. And now over to Ty and Aston for the weather.
It's an extremely crappy day here in the Mongol Empire. I'd say it's about, what do you think, Ty? I'd say it's about like 35 degrees, very moist.
I give it a 34.
Overcast, just stay indoors today.
Slight drizzle. Everything's
Precipitation 100%. It's very moist. You can see the ground is covered with wetness. So basically,
Just in general, it's bad news.
just
Stay inside.
make sure to winterize your vehicles also, so they don't freeze over.
Wear some warm clothes. You know.
Put your sleeves down. It's very cold. Try
Wear a
to
jacket.
wear tennis shoes.
Nice cardigan.
Don't wear loafers out. Back to you.
Hello, and thank you to those of you who are joining us on Channel 4 Mongol Empire News.
There's been a recent outbreak in the way that Genghis Khan has been capturing cities and what he did to those he took captive.
As much as 0.5% of the world's population could be related to Genghis Khan.
That is a staggering number of people, and it really shows how much Genghis' conquest exploded.
Studies also show that women would rather kill themselves than be captured by Genghis Khan and his brutal ways.
This is one of our top stories tonight, and it is
It's still developing, so stay tuned.
That's some very low quality.
Note to self, do not drink Mongolian water.
So, Genghis, you had conquered many empires and had more than enough resources for your people to thrive. What made you want to conquer China?
First of all, thank you for having me back, Carl. It's a
Love having you back.
pleasure.
Just love it.
And referring back to your question, we could not thrive on what we had. We could not just merely survive. So then, seeing China's thriving agricultural elements, I could not help myself. And the amazing economy of trading of luxury goods, we just had to try and conquer it. And why couldn't we? We were the almighty Mongols, and I'm basically a god. I still am, so don't question me.
It's a little conceited. But in the end, you did conquer it, and there were many casualties over the years. Was it worth it?
We lost many good men, and also many men I'm glad died. It's a double thing there. And it did take a really, really long time, but yes, it was worth it with all the land and agriculture we acquired and all of the commerce markets we got to access. It enriched everything, made the Mongol civilization thrive.
I see. And on a more uncomfortable note, is it true that you and your men pillaged thousands of Chinese women?
Is it true? Is it true? That is uncomfortable. But yes, I mean, we had just conquered the greatest empire in the world, and we're looking to have some fun with some Mongol warriors, and we did what we had to do. It sounds bad, but it was a lot of fun.
Genghis, my friend, you're an animal.
I am.
But also a giant success, so I'm not going to judge you.
Thanks, Carl.
Great to have you back.
Dear God.
I'll see you, bud.
Yeah, love God.
Hello, thank you for joining us at this goat farm in Mongolia, and basically what we have here, some typical Mongolian goat, multicolored, no horns, we call them hornless. This one right here, that's a baby. It's a little feisty one. They all like corn, they're eating corn right now. You want to feed them grass-fed corn. So basically what that means, if you're wondering, is grass-fed, okay? Next. These rocks, they provide supports for the goats so they can jump.
And climb. Goats like to climb.
I mean, they just poop everywhere too, so you typically want to wear very poor shoes out here so you don't ruin your loafers if you're wearing loafers.
Yes.
They're very flinchy. if
Very
that's a word.
docile.
See?
There we go.
So you wanna try to stay away from the ones with big horns. See this one? That one's afraid of me. When they charge back, that means run. run as fast, like that big one over there, that one's trouble. So basically this one would probably go for about $1.70. I don't know.
A pound.
It depends.
$1.70 a pound.
£1.70, maybe. I mean, it's hard to tell just looking at these little squandrels roaming. See, that one's trying to get the udders of that one to feed right now. I don't know what it's doing. Just that's a little PG-13 for our audience. See, so basically that bus over there is the bus we provide as transportation for these goats. So these goats are really one-of-a-kind Mongolian goats. Thank you.